Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the PeaBrain podcast. It's been a while. I hope you guys are doing good. It is episode 8 today, I believe, and we've got a couple of things to go over about this past week or month or so. So if you enjoyed this episode, drop a like. Let me know in the comments if you would like to be a guest on the next couple of episodes. I would like to get some people involved. It's been a while since we've had someone come on and talk about PvZ with me. So if you're interested, let me know in the comments. And yeah, so first of all, if you don't know what this is, it is a Plant vs. Zombies podcast. We discuss everything about PvZ, whether it's brand new news, whether it's about what's going on in the games at the moment, mobile games, console games, anything extra. Hope you guys enjoy. So first of all, obviously this past week we have had a Garden Warfare 2 week, for those who don't know, and it was great fun. A lot of people came out and we played a lot of multiplayer, which was really, really awesome. I had a great time. I'm sure a lot of you had a great time. The best thing about this week for me was the feeling, I wouldn't say nostalgia, but the old school feeling that I got for playing the game again for the entire week. For those who don't know, we used to play Garden Warfare 2 on the channel every single day, and it was fantastic. We used to, meet a load of new people, get in a load of different games, have a load of fun, create some great memories. And this past week, was no different. It was absolutely awesome to log back on and play with you lot, and we met a lot of new people as well, which was always the best part about doing this. And it is definitely good fun whenever we have good and bad moments on the streams, because it's just fun in general. That's why we do it. So I have asked you guys before if you would like to see another Garden Warfare 2 week, and surprise surprise, pretty much everyone has voted on that poll and said yes, we would like to see another one. So regarding the Garden Warfare 2 weeks, we will be doing another one at some point soon. Obviously there's a load of other stuff coming out at the moment, which obviously I've broken down in other videos before, so I'm not going to blabber on that too much. But yeah, so for Garden Warfare 2 week, do not worry, it will come back at some point. One thing I do want to say about this week as well, it was awesome to see how much support there was. It's been a while since we've done something like for the whole week on any game in general, and I wasn't sure how many people would enjoy it or how many people would join or get involved. And well, you guys always seem to blow my mind away somehow. So a huge thank you for those who made this week possible. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So first of all, on the PeaBrain podcast episode 8 today, we have received information about the Garden Warfare 2 getting updates. We'll cover that a little bit later in the episode, so be sure to stick around. For those who don't know, it recently was the Plant vs. Zombies franchise's birthday. It was 16 years old. I think it was from the 5th or the 6th of May, which, to be honest with you, it has gone so quick. 16 years of Plants vs. Zombies in general, not just Garden Warfare. We're talking mobile games, we're talking merchandise, we're talking news, notes, everything like that. And honestly, I remember my first time, coming across Plants vs. Zombies. I've spoke about my experience before and how I came across the games. And to be honest with you, it's awesome to be a part of this franchise. I've never seen another franchise try and do what this franchise has done, and that's try and keep a weird, wacky shooters and tower defense games all in check. And there's not many other games out there that I can really name quite like Plants vs. Zombies. You never see like vegetables versus humans or something like that. I'm pretty sure there's probably a rip-off game somewhere. But my point is, 16 years of Plants vs. Zombies has honestly gone so quick, and I've loved every second of it. I've played PvZ 1, I played PvZ 2, obviously I played a lot of Garden Warfare 1 and 2 as well. Battle for Neighborville, sure, I will happily, put that in the in the list of games. As much as it didn't do well, and as much as people hate on it, it's still part of the PvZ franchise regardless. So, yeah, it was the 16th anniversary for the PvZ franchise the other day, and there was a lot of speculation talking about, this could be something huge. This could be a reveal of some sort, and unfortunately, we didn't get any news. Now, I know what you lot are thinking. This is rubbish. Why did we set our expectations so high? A lot of us thought it's such a big, stage platform for them to say, look, this is what we've been working on. This is what's coming out. And, I'm pretty sure most people would do that with a game that hasn't been around for a while if their anniversary was there. Like, they randomly posted a video on the Plant vs. Zombie YouTube channel talking about how the game has developed over all those years, and them saying thank you to the community. And a couple of the comments in that video were very interesting. One comment that caught my eye was someone said, oh my god, PopCap is alive, or should I say undead? And they said, yep, we're alive slash undead, and keep an eye out for more. So, take that with a grain of salt, like I said in the video I posted the other day. But I feel like a lot of people were just happy to see them, post something. If you go on the YouTube channel, the Plant vs. Zombie YouTube channel, you will see that their last live stream was like 8 years ago, and then their last video was like 6-7 years ago. So for them to randomly post that and announce, oh, it's the 16th birthday of the PvZ world, it got a lot of people talking. So we're going to go over a couple of things here. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I would love to hear your thoughts down below. So obviously the main thing pretty much everyone I saw was talking about in the comments of the video, on this other social medias like Twitter and Instagram. Everyone was commenting, or 95% of the people were commenting, where's Garden Warfare 3? Now, obviously, Garden Warfare 3 is a game that we don't know if it's ever going to happen. I think it will. It has to at some point. If they don't, then it's a major L on their behalf. But you're telling me I'm coming up to 25 years old this year, and you're telling me not a single time in my entire rest of my life Garden Warfare 3 is not going to somehow get some news around it. I find it very hard to believe. It's going to take a while, sure. It might take 5 years, it might take 10 years, it might take even longer. We don't know. But a lot of people were talking about Garden Warfare 3 and discussing what they would like to see in the game, and where the game is. They were like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And I totally get it, man. We all love this franchise to pieces. But the thing is, you got to remember the mobile games, PvZ Heroes and Plant vs. Zombie 2, they still get updates. They've been around for a long time. They still get updates. They still get quite a few people playing them and covering them on YouTube and whatnot. And I feel like it kind of hurts some people that the console games are not getting any love. And it does sting. It does hurt. And I feel like arguably the consoles, during their peak time at least, were bigger than the mobile games in terms of popularity. And to see them fall so quickly, it was awful. And personally, I think, as much as I would love to see Garden Warfare 3 happen, I think it's going to be a while if they do come up with a plan for it and somehow announce something. Whether or not it will happen, like in the next 5 years, 10 years, whatever, we don't know, obviously. But the bottom line is, Garden Warfare 3 was the main focus point of the birthday we just had for the PvZ franchise, and I didn't see them reply to any Garden Warfare 3 comments as far as I saw. I had a quick skim over. I wasn't going to sit there for hours reading them, but, everyone was talking about it, and you cannot tell me that they are not aware of this Garden Warfare 3 situation. EA are not stupid. They know what they have seen and the amount of people that commented about the game, if it's coming out, when is it going to happen, if it will ever happen. They definitely saw the comments, 100%. That moved me on to my next point here. Obviously, Garden Warfare 2 updates, as I previously mentioned earlier in this episode of the PeaBrain podcast. We have obviously received some information regarding Garden Warfare 2 getting updates in the past. I have broke that down with a couple of you guys on other episodes of this podcast, and we've also discussed it at further length in other separate videos on live streams, etc. So, for those who don't know what has happened about that, we haven't heard anything. Now, for those who have no idea what happened from the get-go, let me explain pretty briefly here. So, a couple months back, we got actual, you know, text information and an email and Steam review or whatever from a EA developer. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this a big deal? It is a huge big deal. They actually brought up Garden Warfare 2 and they said, look, we are totally aware that this game still has a community, it still has fans, and we are absolutely heartwarmed that, you know, a game that doesn't even get updates anymore and doesn't get the attention is still getting love. And they know 100%. They know that people still play this game on console and PC, and you know, they are aware that we are passionate about this game in general. They are fully aware of how many people still play it, and it was very interesting because the guys basically broke down and said, look, it is amazing to see people still play this, and we are absolutely flattered. Thank you so much. And long story short, he actually asked a question at the end of the information. He said, we want you as players to show us your hours spent on the game. Now, whether it was on Steam, I'm pretty sure that has like a different kind of way of sharing hours. I'm not entirely sure. But for console players, we had to take a screenshot of the hour counter on the main menu of PlayStation and basically share it to this specific forum they had. It was basically where a lot of people commented and shared the amount of hours they have played on this game. And I think the main reason why they have done that is because they said, look, we are aware of the attention this game is still getting after so many years of it not being touched, and we would love to do something with it. So at the moment, we are talking about bringing updates back. Now, that was the last piece of information we heard regarding the whole Garden Warfare 2 update thing. They basically wanted to see the evidence that people still play the game, and the evidence was clearly shown. Now, take this with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure something every day that passes, something is in the works. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you if I had an idea, because I don't have an idea. But I think the best way to put this is expect something for Garden Warfare 2 at some point. Keep your ears open, but keep an open mind about it as well. Don't get ahead of yourselves. The best thing about this whole scenario was the fact that a developer at EA acknowledged the fact that Garden Warfare 2 is still getting love, and them asking to see the amount of hours we have played as players can only spell something good, in my opinion. So let me know what you think about that down below. If you think there will be a Garden Warfare 2 update at some point, I'd love to hear all of your thoughts in the comment section. So one thing I will say about that entire situation, a lot of people covered it, I covered it, etc. And, you know, that will only help them see how many people still make content on the game, how many people still play the game. The best thing about that entire situation for me was the fact that not only did Garden Warfare 2 finally get the attention it deserves after so many years, but the fact that it also got attention during a bit of a dark period, PvZ. Now, for PvZ, it's not been fireworks and that since Garden Warfare 2, in my opinion. The best 4 games we've had, PvZ Heroes, PvZ 2, Garden Warfare 2, Garden Warfare 1. That is basically my thoughts. I don't really consider PvZ 3 a game because it didn't even last a year before it got shut down. BFN, sure, I know some of you like it. I don't mind the game, but, you know, I tend to put it in the back of my mind every now and again. So, you know, moving forward, they basically came down to us and said, look, we're aware of the situation. And at this current time, I can't give you a solid answer of what's going to happen. We would just have to wait and see, and let's discuss this a bit more once we have more information regarding the direction of Garden Warfare 2 updates. So, like I said, they're aware of the entire situation with this game, and they had acknowledged the fact that people still play it. And the cool thing is for me is the fact that a lot of people are excited. It reminds me of when Garden Warfare 2 was around, and a lot of people, like, you could go into lobby after lobby after lobby, you would never run into the same people. Never, ever, ever run into the same people. I miss that feeling, to be honest. Logging on, seeing a bunch of people playing the game modes, unlocking characters with your mates and stuff. I don't know. But the good thing is about Garden Warfare 2 these days is, yes, it is still in the dark, but nowhere near as much as it was, let's say, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So moving forward, keep an ear open about anything news-wise regarding Garden Warfare 2, and obviously with the birthday that just happened as well, they have been talking about making this game come back. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that it will happen this year, but it could happen next year. We don't know, but they know the situation, and as fans, I think we need to believe in the people behind the project a little bit, and we'll just have to play it by ear. So moving forward, obviously, is a big part of the PvZ franchise in general. Going back to the birthday real quick, one thing that I saw a lot of people discuss was, not just the Garden Warfare games, but some people mentioned BFN2. Some people said, is it going to be another mobile game? To be honest, I don't think so. I don't think that would be a smart move on the behalf of whoever's behind the PvZ franchise these days. And mainly because, let's break it down. So, first of all, PvZ 3. Now, it was a mobile game that had a different kind of art style, a different story mode, and you got to remember, this is going up against the likes of PvZ 2. I would say PvZ Heroes, but that's slightly different. It's not a tower defense game, it's a card game, so part of the PvZ franchise, yes, but different kind of style. So we'll push PvZ Heroes to the side now, and we'll talk about PvZ 2 and PvZ 3. So, for those who never played PvZ 3, it was in beta, I think, like twice, and then it got shut down within less than a year. So, that with any game is awful. I've seen it happen to other games like X Defiant. That was apparently the next big Call of Duty killer. I've seen it happen to a bunch of other games as well. And to see it happen to a project they were so-called passionate about, yeah, I honestly don't think another mobile game would be a good idea, especially after Plants vs. Zombies 3. I think it would be a bit of a dangerous move and a bit of a greedy move as well. They're trying to milk something that's clearly not got any milk, you know. So, another mobile game, I think it's a bit of a dangerous move if they did try it again. And even if they tried to bring out PvZ 3 again, it doesn't matter how many times you change what's in the game. I still feel like PvZ 2 would be played more. It's just facts. It plays better, it looks better, it's been out for longer, people like it, and not only that, but it also gets updates. So moving on to BFN 2, obviously we have discussed BFN extensively before, talking about the game, its little short amount of history, etc. One thing I will say about BFN is it tried something different, and a lot of people didn't take kindly to it. So I think BFN 2, put it this way, if there was an option right now to either create and play Garden Warfare 3 or BFN 2, I know exactly what people would choose. That's as simple as that. I know exactly what people would choose in terms of if they had an option to play or create one of those two games out of the two. So BFN 2, I don't think it would be the worst idea in the world, but you really, really need to make it work. Otherwise, we're talking a major flop within the first month or two. Now, if the funny thing is, going back to BFN 1, I say that like BFN 2 is actually a thing. BFN 1, when it came out on console, it got a little bit of attention because obviously it was a new PvZ game. Everyone was like, oh my god, is this a new Garden Warfare? What's happened? Blah, blah, blah. Why does it look so different? The thing I noticed about that game when it came out was, believe it or not, when it came out on the Nintendo Switch, I felt like that got more attention than the console version did. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the Switch is great, but I you don't see Garden Warfare on the Switch because I don't think it's actually even possible to put it on there. My point being is the fact that BFN it progressed more in terms of popularity, in terms of people playing, etc. later on than it did when it actually released on console, which is baffles me. It really does baffle me because Nintendo Switch, it definitely has its limitations. Console, arguably right now, besides the Switch 2, which is completely different, are better and is better to play. So BFN having more attention on the Switch than it did on the consoles when it came out is kind of crazy to me. So honestly, BFN 2 wouldn't be a bad idea, but they really, really need to consider if it's a good idea. So, it is up for anyone's guess if it would happen eventually. We know EA or PopCap or whoever is developing this franchise by now or these days. They tend to like to take risks, but I have seen them go back on their risks before. So, that being said, BFN wouldn't be a bad idea, but you would need to make sure it's a home run. Otherwise, it would be a flop, a major flop within the first month. And I guarantee you, after the first month or two, nobody would be interested in playing the game on YouTube, streaming it or whatever, or even just playing the game in general. Sure, every game in existence will have players at the end of the day, but personally, I feel like for the PvZ franchise, especially after the home runs we have had throughout the years, Garden Warfare 1, Garden Warfare 2, PvZ Heroes, the next game for me has to be it. It has to be great. Otherwise, I honestly feel like the PvZ franchise is already on thin ice as it is. So, regardless of what the direction is for this franchise, I'm pretty sure. I hope so. They have learned from their mistakes from PvZ 3 and Battle for Neighborville and kind of filtered out the rubbish, took what people enjoyed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed some of the stuff on BFN. I enjoyed the story mode. So here's my concept. If you take the story mode of BFN and give us the art style, the gameplay, the characters, the variants, the adventure, multiplayer, great feeling of Garden Warfare 2, and put them together, you have Garden Warfare 3. Like, more everything, more characters, more maps, more game modes, more customizations, more everything with a good story mode. Hey, that's your idea right there. So, I don't know what is going to happen in the future, but I'm sure to keep you guys up to date as best as I can. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about the PvZ franchise? It is on thin ice at the moment, as we all know by now. But for Garden Warfare 2, keep your ears open. Something could pop up at any point. We don't know what has been said. We don't know what could happen. But like I said, they are 100% aware of the situation, and they have acknowledged the fact that this game still gets love after so many years. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. A little bit shorter than usual. I just wanted to cover the birthday and the week we just had on the Garden Warfare 2 game. And we'll be doing much more PvZ stuff in the future. I'll keep you guys up to date with anything news-wise that I hear from other people and online. But if you enjoyed this episode, drop a like. It would mean everything. And if you want to be on the podcast in the future, let me know in the comments down below. So subscribe if you're new, turn the notification bell on, and I'll catch you guys in the next PeaBrain podcast episode. Thank you for listening, and stay safe.